Hey guys, Kimber Shafer here with Rage in the Cage, Oklahoma, and we are here at Obey MMA in Yukon, and we're so thankful that they are sponsoring these pre-fight interviews for Rage in the Cage 32 happening on October 17th at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market, and our main event is Rickey Compala versus Trey Penland, and Rickey Compala is here with me, and this is a fight that's been in the making for quite some time, several months of animosity and bad blood, and it's just kind of boiling over here these past few months. So how important is for you to get in there and just take care of business and just end this?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. No matter who I'm fighting, that's the number one task at hand. Get in there, take care of business, win the fight, no matter who's across that cage from me. That's all that matters, is a win.
Is it more important for you in this fight, though, because you have had the animosity here the past few months?
Yeah, a little bit. I ain't going to let that get involved with the business. That right there is just emotions that don't need to be in the way come fight night. But, yeah, it's going to feel a lot better to put my hands on his chin after he's ran his mouth so much. Definitely.
I can totally understand that. So, Rickey, of course, we know you and we've interviewed you and we've seen you fight before, but some of the people viewing this through our partner at MMA Madhouse and Rear Naked Smoke, give them a background about your fighting career, who you are, what your record is, and kind of some important things about you that you'd want people to know.
I've been fighting my whole life. I grew up wrestling since I was 5 years old, all the way up until high school. Kind of got burnt out, gave it a break. Went to the Navy, started to get back on the mat again, wrestling. Came back home and just fell right into MMA. It started blowing up, and it fit me, fit my personality. It's something that I thought I'd love to do, and I fell in love with it on day one. I started way back when at Titan Martial Arts in Norman, and since then I've just progressed and been kind of a gym rat and had a home in R1 for a while, and that was awesome. And then I kind of needed to move on with my career, and I found AMA permanently, and it's just been a whole new world for me. I'm 11-8, and I won 8 of my last 10, a 5-fight win streak. I want to keep it up, and AMA has just brought me to a whole new level of mentally strong, physically strong. My cardio's better than it ever has been before. My technique's is better than it ever has been before. And I'm going to keep showing it off. I'm going to keep winning these fights. I'm going to keep running through these kids.
Let's start right there. Let's give a shout out to Kendrick Coleman, who is the owner of AMA, and he's a man that's done so much for fighters in the community. I know that he's helped you and Shap, and he's, took Shap in since he was 18 and kind of helped him be the man that he is today. And so tell me a little bit about why you ended up there and how it's changed you.
I always had gone there time and time again, every now and then for fights. And when you walk through the door, you can just feel the leadership and the structure. And they welcome you with open arms. The pros up there are awesome. We push each other. We can sit there and critique one another. No one's gonna get their feelings hurt. We're there, for each other to handle business. It's an individual sport, but without a solid team, you're never gonna go nowhere in this sport. Not nowadays. It's too evolved, and it's just too much.
And there's, like you mentioned, there's several pros there that push you, and it's several guys that we hope to get on some future Rage in the Cage cards as well. So tell me a little bit about your fight camp this time around, and how long the fight camp has been, what you've been focusing on, and of course not to give away any specific details on your game plan, but do you feel like your focus has been different? And tell us a little bit about that.
My focus has always been the same. Get in shape, go to jiu-jitsu, go to Muay Thai, go to the pro classes. You got to have it all. You can't just be one-dimensional anymore. It's, like I said, the sport's too evolved, and it's a young man's game, so my old ass has got to stay up with it. So it's cardio, 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 and my jiu-jitsu has always lacked, so I've been, I finally put on the gi. I've been going to gi classes. My jiu-jitsu's getting better and better and better. And the stand-up there, those guys are just every one of the pros, DeMario, Myron, Shap, they're all just outstanding guys, and they've all brought me just in every way, shape, or form, whether it's jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai. It's my whole game has evolved, threefold.
Let's talk about your future because, and we'll kind of talk about your background before we get to your future, but you started MMA at a time where there wasn't a lot of opportunities in Oklahoma for amateurs, and so you pretty much went straight pro, and of course sometimes that's not so good for you because it puts some losses on your record early on, and you've kind of been playing catch up these past few years. And of course you have had that success here recently with the 8 out of 10 wins that you mentioned, and 5 of those, of course, being in a row here. So tell me a little bit about your background and the struggles that you've gone to and how you've made it to where you are now.
Yeah, there wasn't hardly any. There was no amateur scene when I first started fighting. It wasn't. I didn't even know there was an option. I met Larry through an old wrestling friend that's his cousin, Troy Caius, and the rest is history. I signed a contract with him, and they kind of threw me the lines right off the bat, and it is what it is. I mean, it's made me a tougher guy. I crawled my way to the top, and I don't suggest that now. I don't even think you can do that now. I think you have to go amateur, and you have to have a win percentage to even cross over to pro, which is good because it makes it for a lot harder road. You got to fight, beast starting off with. Back when I started, there was no easy fights. Everyone that fought was solid, and that's all there was to it.
Let's talk about your future and what your expectations are as far as MMA. As you said, you're not getting any younger, so when are you going to make those moves as far as moving into something bigger and better for you?
I leave that up to my manager, Larry Schrock. He knows hasn't led me astray yet, and we're going to just keep fighting whoever he puts in front of me. We'll let him pick the promotion, the opponent. He knows what's best for me, and like I said, I'm going to fight whoever he puts across for me, and he knows that. I'm not afraid to fight solid guys. It's the better the opponent, the better off I am.
You definitely learn from those tough fights. I mean, an easy fight, you're not going to learn anything from, that's for sure. All right, before we head out, is there anything that you want to say, any thank yous?
Yeah, to AMA, you guys have this is all, has meant the world to me, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now in my physical form or anything. My cardio, my technique, my know-how, my mental capabilities, it's all because of AMA, and those guys have been pushing me to the limit, and thank you guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rickey. We appreciate you being here, and come and watch Rickey, all these guys on the card. It's going to be a great card, a great night of fights, October 17th at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market. That's Rage in the Cage 32. You can get your tickets, of course, from Rickey or any other fighter on the card. Fights begin at 8 p.m. See you there, guys.